If you see it on the internet, it must be an easy DIY, right? Not always. Today I'm going to show you a fail that I had, but I'm also going to show you what I learned from it so that you don't waste your time or money. Let's go. Hello, I'm Noreen Burke from the Crafty Organizer. If you're visiting me again, it's so nice to see you. And if you're new, welcome. On this channel, I love bringing you ideas for organizing, decluttering, doing upcycles, DIYs, and anything crafty. I absolutely love upcycling furniture, and I had seen so many videos about easy ways to paint fabric instead of upholstering it. And so when I saw this little chair on the side of the road, I thought, I've got this. This was going to be the perfect opportunity for me to try this out. I got the supplies. I'd watched a few videos where they had shown just getting a simple household paint that was water-based. I got the little sample size, and I know you guys are going to ask. This is the HGTV by Sherwin-Williams in the color Watery. I also got some fabric softener, and every video I saw said to mix equal parts paint with equal parts fabric softener. And I do love this color so much. At this point, I am so optimistic and excited. I poured the fabric softener into the same container so that I knew I was getting the exact equal amounts. I mixed it up so I would get all the remnant paints on there. I didn't want to waste anything, and I poured it back in to mix it up. I also took the remaining fabric softener, poured it into a spray bottle that I got from the Dollar Tree, only a little amount, and the rest was all water. This is to kind of condition the fabric and also make the paint spread more easily, and you want to keep the paint soft so that the fabric stays soft. I then started mixing the paint and fabric softener, and it's supposed to thicken with the chemical reaction of the paint and the fabric softener. It should be the consistency of a thicker pancake batter is what I kept hearing about. So I was ready. It looked like it was perfect to me. I got two brushes, one from Lowe's and one from the Dollar Tree to see if there was a difference. I got my painting clothes on, and I was ready to start cleaning this chair. It looked like it had been outside. There were lots of little leaves and just debris on it, so I wanted to make sure nothing was going to get in the paint. I wanted to keep it super clean. Once I got that ready, I sprayed the chair down to keep it moist, and I had my supervisor Yzma watching to make sure that I was doing a thorough job. And I started painting. This started out going so well. The coverage is thick and beautiful, and I was shocked at how easy it was just kind of absorbing into the fabric, but not taking away the paint. If you've ever painted walls before, sometimes when you put that initial coat on, it goes on and then kind of absorbs in or disappears. The chair was not doing that, so I had super high hopes at this first pass through. When I stood back and looked at it though, I noticed I was getting some drips on the ground, but there was also some crumbs. That's the best way to describe it. I assumed it was still lint and things from the chair, so I went and got a drop cloth. I don't want paint all over my patio, and I continued on. I was worried about the areas that were tufted and about all of the little brads that were in there, but I figured I'd get to that later. Now, at this point, I've gone through a fair amount of paint, surprisingly, and I've only done the cushion. The other videos I watched, they used one can for the entire chair in the first layer, so I thought, okay, maybe this chair is just absorbing more. So I kept going, and I was spraying more and more because the paint wasn't spreading as efficiently as it was before. I'm not deterred. I'm loving the color, and I am getting through about half the chair, so again, I'm still optimistic. Now, as I finish the back portion, I notice I'm almost completely out, and I have the entire front to do still. And this is the part that's tufted, so I have to lift the layers of paint and try and get it in there. But my paint is surprisingly thick. It's definitely like a Play-Doh, and all of the crumbs were actually the paint. So I take some of the fabric softener water and add it back in and see if, I don't know, maybe the paint is just drying out. It wasn't a particularly warm day, but I'll see what's happening. At this point, it's kind of spreading on better again, but it's obviously thinned out because I poured so much water and fabric softener. I've now run out of paint, and you can see this first coat is rough. It does not look good at all. And like I said, I've got this sandy crumb stuff left over from the paint. But the initial cushion from where I started does look good. I'm excited about the way it looks. I probably just didn't buy enough paint, and this has more fabric than maybe the other videos I watched. So I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to get some more supplies so that I can finish this project. So I hop in the car and Yzma and I go to Lowe's to get some more paint. I'm wondering if, because the other tutorials I watched, they used Downy as a fabric softener and I used Gain. So I thought maybe because I bought the wrong fabric softener, I was being frugal and just bought the small bottle from the Dollar Tree. Maybe that's the issue. So I made sure to get Downy this time. By the time I got home, the chair had sat out for about an hour and a half, and I was amazed at how pliable the fabric was. So I got my new paint and the Downy this time, and I start again. I pour in the color, thank goodness for color matching, and I add the softener the same way I did before into the jar to make sure I'm getting equal amounts. I go ahead and shake it up again because I want to get all of that extra paint, pour it in, and I start mixing it up. Now, almost immediately, I'm noticing that it's thickening, but it's thickening to a much grainier texture. I don't understand. It immediately thickens to the point where it is not a spreadable consistency. I won't be able to paint with this, but I have no choice. I've got to press forward. So I get the brush and I just keep really pressing it in to absorb what paint I can get in there. And I continue trying to go over all of the areas where the orange is still going through. I'm continuing to use the water bottle with the Downy in it this time to spread it out. But do you see the crummy mess there? This is the paint just crumbling as I'm painting. Now at this point, I have used double the supplies that I had watched all the other tutorial videos, and I am now out of paint. It's just a crumbly mess at the bottom, and I am totally dejected. This did not go the way that the videos had gone, and I don't know why. I even re-watched a video or two that I really thought did great jobs on their chairs because I wanted to see what I did wrong. Did I use the wrong kind of paint? Nope. I even bought the exact same brand that another YouTuber used. I used the exact same fabric softener that they used. I made sure that I was using equal amounts, so I don't understand why mine wasn't working. At this point, the chair looked decent enough. All I needed to do was paint the legs, but here's what I figured out. While James Bond might like his martinis shaken and not stirred, when you're adding the fabric softener, this should be stirred, not shaken. For whatever reason, the process of shaking that up changed the chemical compound just enough that this single act ruined the paint. It ruined the consistency. So if you want to do this, it works. It's great. Painting fabric is the best way if you don't want to take the time to reupholster, if you don't have that skill set or the tools. Painting does work. But in no videos that I watched did they ever mention don't shake it up. Stir it. It definitely gets bruised, battered, broken easily. But if I mix it in, that consistency just thickens up and it's the perfect medium for painting fabric. I ended up doing 3 coats. I went back and bought a 3rd one, and I'm sorry I didn't film it. At this point, I had given up on the project and didn't even care anymore. But when I stirred the fabric softener inside to get the remaining paint and gently poured it in and stirred the paint, it stayed perfectly. I ended up putting the chair out as a curbside treasure. I didn't want to ever see it again. Somebody grabbed it, but I am going to do this technique again as soon as I find a chair shape that I like again. I want a new office chair, and that's what I had that one for. I was going to cut the legs down, drill holes, and put new casters in it because I like being able to move around, and I was really disappointed that this chair did not turn out the way I wanted to. But the good news is I can save you the time and expense of ruining those products and using it the correct way to get amazing results. I I know today's video was supposed to be the adhesive comparison. I took some of my alien glue to a client the other day, and when I got home to film, I realized that was a big part of something I wanted to show. I'm going to see them tomorrow, so I'll get the tape back, hopefully do it this weekend, and show you that video in just a few days. If you liked today's video, please give it a like. That helps YouTube know to promote my videos, and it also helps direct videos that you like that are similar to your inbox. Thank you so much to my patrons who allow me to make these videos and do the crazy ideas that I have. I could not do this channel without you. I will see you guys in just a few days with that adhesive video. Bye.